This woman drew a pound of blood from her body, sprinkled on the floor, wipe it off with a cloth, forged traces of a homicide case. He found another iron rod dipped in blood and hid it in the fireplace, forged as a murder weapon, then light the fireplace, forged to resemble the destruction of the murder weapon. Subsequently, he forged a large number of diaries. Control the fire well. Let him just burn half of it. There's still one last step left to catch my husband's credit card. Buying himself a huge insurance policy in his name. Now you know what women are doing, right? He is framing his husband. Kill oneself. So why did he act so ruthlessly? Turns out they are not long married. Husband Nick revealed his true colors. Before marriage, he is humorous and witty, a top-notch talent. But after getting married, I just lazed around, not going to work, not to mention spending money recklessly. It's all about treating Amy like a living ATM female powerhouse. Amy, how can she bear this anger? To teach my husband a lesson, she flipped through crime books, studied the details of the crime, set up a fake crime scene, and then disappeared without a trace. When Nick returned home, but found that the house was empty, and the furniture was also knocked over, Nick subconsciously believed that there was a robber at home. My wife was tied up by them, after being able to alarm, but the police suspect that Nick killed his wife, because it's on the kitchen cabinet. The police found blood stains. Blood at this height. It could only have been splashed up, and under the fluorescence test of the police, found a large amount of blood wiped off the floor. The police also have to doubt whether Nick is a thief shouting to be a thief. When the police were investigating Amy's identity, discovering that he is a writer, when he asked Nick if his wife had any friends, but Nick said he didn't remember. Asked Nick again if he knew his wife's blood type. Nick can't explain clearly again. Faced with Nick's question and unknown answer, the police are becoming increasingly suspicious of him. Subsequently, an investigation was launched into the Nick family. This time they found Amy's deliberately forged diary. It not only records the sweetness of Amy and Nick's passionate love, also wrote about the breakdown of their relationship after marriage. I even felt like Nick was about to kill himself at any moment. This time, the police have become more determined in their ideas, and at this moment Amy, who was hiding, cut off one of his long hair, dye the hair black again, put on a headscarf, put on a simple outfit. Who can tell that he is the shiny Amy? The woman aimed a fierce blow at her face. Why is he so cruel to himself, just trying to fake the appearance of being raped by her husband? On the other side, the police investigated Nick's financial situation and found it extremely difficult, all supported by his wife. But before his wife disappeared, but suddenly he took all his money, take it all to increase the wife's insurance amount. The police believe that this is Nick's motive for the crime, but Nick knew that although he was rotten, but my heart is kind-hearted, so a press conference was urgently convened. Tell the reporters, the disappearance of my wife has nothing to do with me. But at this moment, a pregnant woman walked out of the crowd. She berated Nick, and tell everyone an important news. Hear this news. Everyone present was scared. Nick was also frightened by the sudden news. He didn't know about his wife's pregnancy, knowing that the police have investigated the hospital's records. Only then did I realize that my wife was really pregnant. The police are starting to suspect Nick again, as a husband, not even knowing that his wife is pregnant. Throw Nick some more photos. Clear. The pregnant woman and her wife take a look, just a pair of good girlfriends. But Nick doesn't even know him. The wronged Nick was angry but nothing happened. Angry and broke the cup. It turns out that all of this was deliberately designed by the wife to make the world sympathize with her. He approached a pregnant woman and became friends with him, secretly obtained the urine of a pregnant woman, forged my pregnancy. After leaving, Amy rented a house in the suburbs, disguised as a woman who was subjected to domestic violence, temporarily hiding. I didn't expect that. During a golf game, Amy's wallet accidentally fell off, caught the attention of a couple. They have malicious thoughts in their hearts, stole all Amy's money. Helpless Amy had to find her ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend has always been a warm guy, continuously comforting Amy, and Amy told her at this moment, my husband has been abusing me at home. That's why I escaped. My ex-boyfriend really loves Amy, so she moved into her own villa. In the days of the villa, Amy often tracks her disappearance events online. She also often watches Nick's TV interviews. But this time Nick is facing the camera. He generously admitted his mistake, also requesting Amy's forgiveness, make a passionate confession to her. Amy in front of the TV screen suddenly froze. She's still Nick's, just trying to make him realize his mistake. At this moment, Nick repented. It's also time for me to go back. But I want to go back to my old life. I need to forge another case myself. Encounter this kind of man. Girls must be careful that this pervert has installed countless pinhole cameras in their own homes to monitor Amy's every move. She has a strong desire for control. Arrange Amy's life every day. Let her live under her own control. But Amy just wants to go back to her husband's side now. She must find a way to leave this pervert. But it's impossible to suddenly appear in the public eye like this. We need to find a different way. So she first messed up her hair while her ex-boyfriend was out. Pull out her tied shirt. When my ex-boyfriend leaves, she's in front of the camera. Pretend to be in great pain, pretending to miscarry, and then forge the bound scars. Wait until my ex-boyfriend comes back. Amy took the initiative to welcome her. Taking advantage of his unpreparedness, a knife ended his life. The next day, Amy called the police. Then she hugged her husband with blood all over her body. Amy told the police the reason why he disappeared. It's because my ex-boyfriend kidnapped me, locked him up in his private villa, continuously tormenting her, and I can't bear it myself. Finally seized the opportunity to kill this pervert. That's how I escaped. After the police investigation, they also stated that Amy does have an ex-boyfriend experience inside her body, and the surveillance records also saw Amy's painful appearance, so Amy was released. She returned to Nick's side. In public places, their incomparable love, and upon returning home, but they slept in separate beds, because enduring knowing that one's wife is a murderer. But he didn't dare to divorce Amy. Once divorced, I will be scolded by society myself. Not long after, in an interview, Nick told reporters they will have a lovely child. The two will continue to live happily together, but no one knows, beneath the surface of happiness, filled with suspicion and fear,